Should Max reconsider becoming a Knicks fan and go back to the Knicks today?
Max, I'm going to try to convince you, my brother. I know how hard-headed you are. You understand? I get it. I know how your brain works. Anything associated with Dolan instantly becomes contaminated. I get it. I understand, Max Kellerman. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to roll with my man William Wesley, Worldwide West, and Leon Rose. First of all, I'm going to look at some of the clients that they've had, the Devin Bookers, the Chris Pauls of the world. The list goes on, the Carmelo Anthonys and others. Listen, he used to represent LeBron James until LeBron James ventured out on his own with Rich Paul and Clutch Sports and the crew, and we understand what that's about. We get it, man. Respect and love to them, too. But Worldwide West has that nickname for a reason. He is unquestionably one of the most connected individuals, arguably the most connected individual in the history of basketball. That is not an exaggeration. You could see this brother 1 minute with LeBron in the past, with CP3 now. You could see him with Jay-Z. I saw him hanging out with Al Gore when Al Gore was the vice president of the United States of America. I mean, there is no limits to how connected this dude is. And so what we're talking about here, Max, is this. We're talking about the ability to build a culture. Let's give James Dolan credit where credit is due in this lone regard. When it comes to employing African Americans in executive positions, he's one of the dudes that does that consistently. And admitting his ignorance when it comes to basketball, Max, he don't mind playing his guitar, sitting courtside, and leaving it up to people that know basketball, do basketball. Now, he contaminates them by doing stupid stuff because he reacts to fans and gives Madison Square Garden bad headlines. I get all of that. But when I think of Worldwide West, okay, what I'm going to do is give the man the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm going to do. He has a history of being connected to athletes. Obviously, Leon Rose knows what the hell he's doing when it comes to representing an athlete. The combination of the two, along with the staff, go look up some of the people that they've hired, and soon, including my man Walt Perrin. You still got Scott Perry there. These are highly respected individuals in the world of basketball. And when you add somebody who's connected, that has a shot at getting an athlete or two or five to come to New York City. Remember, Max, this is my greatest argument of all. How can he be any worse? Have you been watching the Knicks for the last 20 years? I mean, talk about playing with house money. Worldwide West and Leon Rose are playing with house money. They can't do any worse than what the hell has been transpiring. There is nowhere to go but up. And it comes down to whether or not this man deserves the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give it to him and Leon Rose. I'm going to support them. I'm a lifelong Knicks fan. I believe in them, and I'm asking the city of New York and New York fans everywhere, give the brothers the benefit of the doubt. I believe, and I'm very happy West is in this position. Now, West, go out there and handle your business. Handle your business.
Are you quite finished?
Floor is yours, Max.
Are you quite finished?
Yes, I am.
It's a good hire. I'm glad they hired Worldwide West. I agree with you about that. And in the last 20 years, the Knicks have, in fact, had the worst record in the NBA. 2 decades of the worst record in the NBA. So you're right. Nowhere to go but up, and this should improve things. But enough to become a Knicks fan again? Stephen A., there's an old expression. When you dance with the devil, you don't change the devil changes you. You can bring in whoever you want into that fetid organization, that rotten organization. A fish rots from the head down, and what the Knicks have is a rotten fish head. That's why it stinks so bad. The culture of paranoia starts at the top, and Worldwide West and Leon Rose and anyone else you want to mention will not be able to act as a shield, as a filter that totally takes away that stench from the head. The culture of paranoia in the Garden will persist. Things, how can they not get better? They can't get worse. So yeah, they may get better, but enough to root for that team? As I keep saying, a team grows in Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Nets are New York's team now. The reason Dolan's gotten away with his shenanigans for so long is because for so long the Knicks ran unopposed. They were the only game in town. That is simply not the case anymore. It's happening at Barclays now, in Brooklyn, New York, in Brooklyn, USA. Stephen A., they got KD and Kyrie, and they were good and a healthy, functional organization team before they got KD. The Nets are New York's team. This will make the Knicks better, but not enough to root for. As I've always said, I will become a Knicks fan again when James Dolan sells the team.
Max, I live in Brooklyn. You know that I was born and raised in Jersey, was a Nets fan. Just so happens that the Nets are now in Brooklyn. I hear what you're saying about the Nets and about they are the team of New York City right now because of Kevin and Kyrie and the great job that Sean Marks has done, and obviously Joe and Clara Tsai, owners of Alibaba, very progressive in what they're doing from an organization perspective. But you're going to see me at Knicks games this year. You're going to see me at the Garden. And when I tell you World Wide West is the best free agent hire, I think, in the history of the Knicks organization. I'm just going to tell you, from somebody who's been around basketball and in the streets of basketball, Stephen A. Smith, we're both alluding to the same thing. We know how this game works. And when I tell you there is somebody like World Wide West who is sung about in Drake songs, by the way, in Drake songs, okay? The most connected individual in the history of basketball.
Without question.
I'll say it for you, Stephen A. Not arguably. He is the most connected individual.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.